Hi everyone, Daniel from Homegrown Melbourne, Australia, and it's the 30th of September in 2020, and thought I'd do a little update on how the fruit trees are going. It's a bit of an interesting time. So this is a really young lime tree that went in last year, and we're getting blossoms for the first time. So it'll be really interesting to see if we get some fruit on that. We've got our Valencia orange tree, which we've been picking pretty heavily. We've probably had about 20, 30 oranges off this already. And so we've still got some oranges on that. The rhubarb's looking good. Here we've got a Lane's late navel, and really blossoming quite hard. So no fruit over winter on this tree. The oregano's all fruiting. Lime tree, so we've had probably about 20 odd limes off this little tree, and there's just a few left now. So these are all dwarf trees just along here across my retaining wall, right at the back of the house. Easily to pick fruit just as we walk out the door. Lemon tree again at the back. Plenty of lemons been coming off this tree, and it's a real mixture. We've got blossoms, we've got little young fruit, and we've obviously got lemon tree to pick. So lemon trees are just great that way. I've just bought a bunch of blueberry bushes, so 10 blueberry bushes. They're about 3 years old that need to get planted. Plenty of fruit on the mandarin tree, kumquat tree. Here we've got a pink lady, and as always I just love the blossoms on the apple trees. We've got a Granny Smith and a couple of other dwarf apple trees. I'm looking at moving these trees up the back actually to help with the pollination of the larger apple trees, so they're looking absolutely beautiful. The avocado tree that we put in is looking quite good. We've got a West Indian lime tree that's just absolutely covered, can't keep up. Lemonade tree, plenty of fruit. We've made plenty of cordial and still heaps left. The lemon tree. This orange tree, we've probably had about 50 oranges off. There's only a couple left on it. And you can see we're getting lots of lovely blossom again. The quince tree, again, this is only a couple of years old, this tree. And we can see we're getting where the fruit, well, we should get plenty of fruit on this year. I've gone around and put cardboard on, mulched. Nectarine tree, so this had some lovely blossoms. They've just all pretty much finished. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on this tree. Our fig trees, our plum trees, so the blossoms have just about all finished on the plum trees at the 30th of September. It will be interesting to see how we go on the other plum tree, because the rosellas were attacking the blossom. I hadn't seen that happen before. We've got our new apricot trees, which we planted bare rooted over winter. We've got our Burbosic, which we just had a ton of fruit off our Williams and Burbosic pear trees last year, and we made the cider out of them. So they're probably about 8 years old, those trees now. And so here's the Williams. So they're blossoming at the same time, which is great, which allows that cross-pollination. And we've got a sensation pear tree as well, which has never done so good. Certainly the Williams is probably the pick. Burbosic's been great as well in terms of the quantity of fruit. And then we have our cherry trees, and again, out of the Stella Lapins and Star Crimson, we're seeing that the Star Crimson is certainly got the most blossom, and certainly had the most fruit and most blossom last year. So yeah, that's really really good to see them blossoming. And then something I'm really happy about is the year before last we had really good fruit quantities on the apple trees up the back. So this one here is a Granny Smith, and the other one is a Delicious. And the Delicious last year, we didn't get any fruit off it. It skipped a year. The year before we got buckets and buckets of fruit. So I'm really hopeful, based on what I'm seeing this year, the fact that we're getting blossom on these trees at the same time just supports that, I guess, cross-pollination and fertilisation for the fruit, and hopefully we'll get a good crop this year as well, as a result of that. So we've mulched, cardboarded under the trees just to keep the weeds away from the trees. We've fertilised them underneath the cardboard, and yeah, looking forward to see if we can make some cider out of the apples this year. But as you can see, just absolutely lovely. So that's a quick tour of the fruit trees, and yeah, I feel like we're starting to build up a good little collection. We're getting fruit right throughout the year, whether it be the citrus over winter, and now we're about to hopefully come up into spring and start to get some great fruit in the summer months. Yeah, hope you found that a little bit interesting, and inspires you to plant your own fruit trees if you don't have any already, and see how you go. Thanks for watching.